Two guys talking about the good old days. Half of it's truth, the rest's a haze. If it bombed back then, it kills right now. Yeah, memories funny like that somehow. Names get dropped, stories grow tall. Every set was a murder, no bombs at all. The stand-up memories, take it as you please. Where the past gets better with every tell and tease. Welcome to Stand-Up Memories.
Another episode of Stand-Up Memories.
Well, look at you with the energy.
The energy.
I think that was more energy than you've had in a month.
I'm feeling it tonight because we have a great guest. We have you, Jackie the Joke Man Martling. I'm Peter Bales, and we have a terrific comedian named Ivory Fields.
Hello.
I've gotten to know him at Governor's Comedy Club. He's working all over the place. And man, is he funny.
Wow, that's good to hear.
Isn't that a great introduction?
That was a wonderful introduction.
That's beautiful.
All right. I was wanted to ask you asked comedians first, how long have they been doing it?
All right. Well, I started comedy back in 2007.
Okay.
But I took a little bit of a break from 2012 to 2022.
Well, that's a big break.
Yeah.
It's sex change.
No, not that time.
That was the first break you took.
Yeah. But actually, my mom was suffering with dementia, and she wasn't doing well. So, me and the family had to take care of her.
You put your career on hold to...
That's right. Just where you from?
That's nice.
Queens, New York.
Oh.
He's from Queens, and he is married. Now, this is interesting.
We'll see.
I've met
you. Just say it, and we'll decide.
I will tell you that he gets a lot of support from his wife, who comes to virtually every one of his shows. She's there.
Yeah.
She is so nice and
can't talk her out of it, huh?
No, I try. I'm like, leave me the hell alone. But she knows the hose might be on me after a show.
She misses the whole purpose of this enterprise.
No,
that's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. She comes to all of my shows. She even comes when I host open mics and stuff like that.
Wow.
That is. Yeah. Now, where are the open mics that you host?
I was hosting at the Grizzly Pear in Midtown, but I took a little bit of break from that just to focus on comedy.
Okay, well, an open mic. Okay, so
I totally get that.
I'm a little slow.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of new comedians who are people who want to do comedy, who watch the show. And part of starting out in comedy is doing open mics, and you were hosting them, and I've hosted them, and they can be tough. Why don't you explain why they're so tough?
Well, firstly, they're tough because there's no audience there. So a lot of times you're just performing in front of a bunch of other comedians who are just learning how to perform. They're not giving you no energy. They're not even focused on what you're doing.
Working to other comedians and their friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Who know the harder they laugh at you,
they don't want that. They're like, don't laugh at him.
Save it for me.
It is tough, but I would say very worthwhile. Every time you get up on
you
stage,
have to do that.
You got to say it. You got to get comfortable with the material. You can get a sense, even with an audience that's barely listening, if something's working or not. I really do believe it.
And sometimes for me, it would just try to get the rhythm of the words and kind of get the flow of how you want to present the material, as opposed to expecting to get some sort of big feedback from these group of guys that's not paying no attention to you.
Right. So it's kind of a longer range plan, but smarter in the long run.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So Ivory, you are a dad.
Yes, I am.
How many kids do you have?
Man, when did I start? I have 3, and my wife has 1. So
a blended family of 4, ranging in age from. Got to learn that.
33.
33. Wow.
Is my daughter. And the youngest would be
my
son.
Wait a minute. How old are you? I would have had you pegged for 33.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm a lot older than 33.
Yeah,
it's a big club in this room.
You're the kid in the room right now.
Yeah. And I love it. I love it because at home I'm the old guy. Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
What are you, 50?
Yeah, I'm about there. I'm about there.
55 then.
Oh no, I'm not that high.
Do those kids figure into your material?
That's the thing. I really haven't done my latest material. I really don't talk much about them. When I first was starting out, I had a lot of material about them. But they haven't been that much interesting lately, and I feel like everything.
They
I
haven't-
have more fun talking about other things. I'm afraid I'm gonna get pissed off by thinking about all the shit they don't do when I start talking about it.
So where do you go for your material?
Yeah, no, how is your wife at your shows if there's 4 kids in the mix?
Well, like I said, my oldest
she
is
bring the
on her
whole
own.
gang?
No. My oldest is 33, so she's away.
Right.
She's in Pennsylvania doing her thing. My other son is 25. He's with us, but he just graduated culinary school, so a lot of times he's at work chefing it up. My 23-year-old, he comes to some of my shows, but he has his own thing. Then my youngest, who's 19, my son, he has autism, so he has severe autism, so he's actually in a residential situation.
But I'm sorry to hear about them. But they're grown-ups.
Oh, yeah,
It's
they're
not
grown.
like
Yeah,
you
they're
have
all grown.
toddlers at home.
No. That's why I started young.
Wow.
Real young.
You were a very young father.
Yes, I was.
Pop them out and move on.
I was very reckless. Just putting my dick on the crack table and see what happens.
Boom.
It was like, oh, daughter, okay.
That is funny.
Jesus.
Jackie's wondering, there but for the grace of God go I,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, but
I
my
think
wife is
that's
cool.
great.
She
That's
loves
great.
coming out. She loves interacting with the other comedians and stuff like that. She prides herself being a comedian wife. you
So
know?
she has no aspirations of being a comic herself?
No.
Did she ever?
No. She's in the education field. She actually runs. Well, she was running a few schools help children with autism. Right now, she has a company she's starting called Absolute Advocacy, which helps families when they find out they have a child with autism and the steps to take.
Oh, well, that's
great.
terrific.
That's
So what's
great.
it called? It's
Absolute Advocacy.
Absolute Advocacy
Yes.
for kids with autism, and there's all kinds of levels of that. And
Yes. Oh yeah.
you've probably learned
It's a whole scale.
Yeah,
right?
it's a spectrum. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, it's a spectrum. Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
But the main thing about what she does and the message that we have, because a lot of times when you hear autism or a parent learns their child has autism, they're already like, they're upset. They feel like the world is going to be over, but that's not the case. It's a part of a new beginning. It may not be what you planned, but you can still have so much beautiful time, beautiful memories, and they may have autism, but they still have a lot of gifts that they have that you could tap into. So we always want to just keep it positive and ensure parents that have a child with autism understands all of the things they can access in order to make sure your child gets the best out of everything.
One of my best friends, his daughter,
Mhm.
has a farm at Planting Fields out here.
Oh yeah,
And the whole farm is staffed by autistic children.
Beautiful. Mhm.
And adults,
Mhm.
and it's so, planting and growing and harvesting it's so rewarding.
Yes.
You do something and you watch it happen, and
Mhm.
and then they're doing great. They get all kinds of grants, and they're,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Well,
That's what my wife does as well. She helps with grant writing as well for companies or centers that want to expand what they're doing. So she helps them get the funding to do that.
That is terrific. So well said. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Every comedian has a story, a personal story,
Yeah.
and a professional story. And
my personal story was to get rich, and
It worked, didn't it?
it worked. It worked for a
for
while.
don't blink, Jackie's sorry,
Can we?
you missed it.
Can we together say the word squandered?
Or had a lot of fun.
I would even say that's generous.
Ivory Fields, what do you love about comedy?
Oh man, the thing I love about comedy is kind of like my trademark, where it's if you've seen the few shows that I do as I end the show,
Yeah.
I say, I point out that we may be from different walks of life. We may not look the same. I might be black. You can be whoever, whatever you are. But we here together. We had a good time together. We laugh together. We live together. We can love together. And a lot of times there are differences, but we have so many more things in common that can pull us together as opposed to try to break us apart.
And he says
Which
that.
is as important a message as possible in this day and age.
Absolutely.
Right now,
Absolutely.
we're talking race, politics,
Yes. Everything.
ethnicity.
and he
everything.
says
The
exactly.
world has never been more divided than it has been these
Right.
past few years. Yeah, it's
He
sad.
says that at the end of his shows, and the audience is, and there's a really good feeling when you get off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
except for the people that leave.
Yeah, except for the people that walked out during the show, they don't get to hear that.
No, that's our job here is to be jerks. Well, my job is to be a jerk, but that is very admirable.
Thank you.
So
Let me just touch on one thing about that. So I was in a comedy competition last year at Mohegan Sun. I think it was Last Comics Standing. And I had a great set, and I ended with that little bit. The audience was clapping, and it was great. The host gets on there, and he's like, the nerve of this guy. Who you think is Martin Luther King is up here doing a speech. This is a comedy competition. We shouldn't this, and you shouldn't that. Dude, he killed me for almost 2 minutes talking about how terrible of an idea that was to do that during a competition.
And was it
I hope the audience turned on him.
No, they turned on me because I wasn't selected.
No, really?
Yeah.
A comedian. He was a comedian host.
Yeah, he was a whole comedian.
And he
host.
said that.
That had to be Pete Fogle.
I have no
That
idea.
you have no idea.
I don't even know if he's still alive.
That's a long time.
I hope not.
He is. And
I was like, damn, I didn't know that
he'd be
same
laughing.
positive.
But
and it was
that is a
with it.
ballsy thing to do
Mhm.
in a competition. But so what? That's your heart. That's you.
Yeah,
Take me for what I am.
exactly. So I'm not, I was upset that I didn't advance, but at the same time, if I'm not going to advance by being myself and shedding some laughter and some love, then I don't need to be
When
there.
you did it in the moment, the crowd ate it up.
Oh,
right?
yes,
Yeah,
it was.
so-
Yeah.
Can I say something?
No,
To all of
it's
the,
not your place.
I want to say something to all the new comedians out there.
Mhm.
Comedy contests are fine. You can try to join them, be a part of them, but do not take it seriously
Mm-mm.
whether or not you win or place or whatever. It's a chance to get
Peter
experience.
lost a lot of them.
Mr. Eighth Place over here.
Peter only wishes he had been in the generation where everybody gets a trophy.
Yeah, right.
No, but you are absolutely right.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
for sure.
That's why you do it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just I just to go on the record, whoever that was who said that was just plain
You do
wrong.
know that Sam
Wrong.
Kennison came in last in like 15 competitions.
No, I know.
Yeah.
They
No,
don't.
you don't. I just made that up.
Sam Kennison.
Yeah.
But my point is,
I know. It's totally
but my point
logical.
is logical that you do it for the experience.
Yeah.
But you don't do it to seriously take the rankings because they're not serious.
No.
And that's another one of
Mm-mm.
those things where, you overload it with your friends or your,
Mhm. Yeah,
Right,
whoever.
right.
Yeah, and that's the person who won that night. He had half the room was his
well,
people.
Right.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
at the time,
Walking
you were-
around handing out
but at
20s.
the time, you were upset about it.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's
In the moment, I was
that's-
upset.
Yeah, but that's just wrong.
No, but
Well,
no,
nothing,
but I'm-
nothing what you did, but
Yeah, I'm competitive, so the fact
Right.
that
If you're going to get, you got to be upset about losing, or else you have no right to celebrate winning.
yeah,
In
yeah,
any
sure,
game,
yeah,
any
yeah.
game,
Mhm.
So I hope you beat the crap
they're
out of
comedians.
that.
Yeah, I beat the shit out of him in the parking lot.
they're,
I was like, yeah,
they're comedians
laugh at
on
this.
they're comedians here on Long Island who don't place well in comedy contests,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see them on Facebook talking about quitting. I'm so upset. I didn't win. They
Well,
didn't
then
win.
I
comedy's
don't-
not for you.
Why would somebody be involved in this and go on Facebook and announce the quit? Just quit. Go
Yeah.
I
away.
know. I mean,
Mhm.
What do they think that the world's going to come to their door and say, "Don't do
I know,
it"? Don't
one of the
do it.
things-
They want the
one of the
attention. They want
things-
people like, no, don't quit. You're so funny.
one of the things about comedy is everybody bombs. You've
Yes.
got to learn how to deal with it. Jackie,
Yeah.
you know that better
No,
than anybody.
Speak for yourself. I never had a bad show. God, I did, and those are the memorable. We always talk about this, but that's the memorable nights when everything goes wrong and when you really stink and the crowd hates you and
Mhm.
hey, what'd you do last night? Oh, I had a great set. I did terrific. Well, what about those Knicks? You know what I mean? That's the end of the
Mhm.
conversation. Oh, it really sucked, and somebody threw a beer at me. Well, what happened?
Yeah,
What
right, yeah,
happened?
give
You
me
know?
the story.
Right,
Well,
right.
that leads to my next question.
I got booed off stage one time. I was so bad when I was starting out. I got booed. Booed. I got booed so bad, they didn't stop booing until I got in my car.
Yeah, there you go.
They were
was a-
making sure.
It's kind of like, get out of here. You suck.
Okay, now looking back at that, you
Mhm.
remember where it was?
Yes, I was. It's no longer a comedy club. It's over in over on Peninsula.
It's now a prison.
So you
No,
not
it's a
only bombed, but you
churrascaria.
took the whole club
Yeah, I
into
took
the
the whole-
toilet. Everything went down with you.
closed
Now,
down.
now, do you look back on that? Were they right to boo you? Why did they boo you? What was happening?
Oh, they was absolutely right to boo me because I was doing material I had no business doing. I was doing material talking about playing around with the boo and talking about how I boo things that I don't enjoy. And they were with me for a second. And as soon as I said something that wasn't really hitting, they booed the shit out of me relentlessly.
You lit the fuse,
Yeah,
basically.
yes.
Let me ask you a question. Was that a black or white audience or mixed?
It was a black audience.
a black audience.
Yes, and Capone, if you've heard of the comedian Capone,
Yeah.
he was the headliner. I was so bad, I set it up so bad that when I got off stage, any comedian that got up, if they didn't like you initially, they started booing you. Until he got on stage and was like, I don't know what that dumbass comedian earlier, what's his name, Ivory, whatever his name is, said that bullshit, but you're not going to boo me. And oh man,
wow.
I felt like crap. And make it even worse. To make it even worse, I had met my wife a few months before that. Her sister was there at the show with me because she couldn't make it. And she's texting like, how's he doing? Her sister's like, it's not going good, girl.
So not only your wife didn't see it, she got to see it through her sister's eyes,
yes.
which I'm sure she didn't twist
was a
it
tough
at
time.
all.
That
My
was a-
sister was
that
like,
was a-
you sure you want to do comedy?
That was a tough time in your life because you were getting booed in the comedy clubs and in the bedroom at the same time.
Yes, yeah. Well, we're not gonna go that far. I ain't gonna take the joke there. I don't ever get booed there. That's the one place I'm going to shine.
All right, I believe that. I believe
But the
that.
next family dinner, the sister stands up and says, I have a story. You know?
Yeah.
So listen, Ivory, what's the difference between black and white audiences for you as an African American, and how do you think black audiences react to white comedians?
That's a great question, and that reminds me of last year. I had to do a show. I did a show in Harlem, and it was like young hood kind of a show. And then the next day, I was in the Hamptons doing a show at
Wow.
the
Young
performing-
hood meaning the other comics?
No, the
Or
audience.
the audience.
Yeah, there's a young black, aggressive
Wow.
type of a room. So when it comes to like black rooms, that's kind of differentiates. The older it is, it's a different vibe than a younger
right,
black.
right.
Younger black, they want
Got it.
more hardcore, quick
Right,
hitting, give me
right.
something like that. The older ones kind of don't mind the story.
They can roll with you.
Yeah, they can roll. And then when you do references that they understand, talking about music from the 80s and things like that, they really enjoy that. In terms of how white comics do, but the thing with white comics, they don't understand, man. Black comedy rooms love white comics.
Is that right?
Yes, they love white comics. The moment a white comedian goes in the black room and says, hey, I just drink some Kool-Aid, or they make like a black reference that makes sense. Oh, they love him. Oh, he's great. He's
Now,
just like
see,
us.
I would have thought the exact opposite, that you made a reference like that. They'd think you were pandering.
No, they
No,
like
that's
the
funny.
pandering. They're like, yes, pander, please.
Next time I'm going to work to a black audience, I'm calling you for advice.
No problem.
I've worked to older black audiences.
Yeah, we like the show we did.
Right,
Mhm.
right. And if you deliver, they're going to be with you.
Yes.
But you got to deliver. They're not
Yes.
going to carry you.
No,
You
not
got
at
to
all.
deliver.
No.
They are
But that's
they
true
are
of any
wonderful.
audience. That's true.
They are
That's-
wonderful.
No, some white audiences are more forgiving. So if a comedian's not doing that well, they're kind of like, it's okay, you're really trying.
Ivory.
Black room is like, yo, I paid $25 for these tickets. You
Right,
better
right,
get some
right,
ass,
right.
sucker.
Okay, now what you heard, Ivory just said black audiences love white comedians if they deliver.
Mhm.
White audiences love black comedians.
Yeah.
And the reason is, I think I've thought about this a lot, and it relates to the Cotton Club. Even that whole philosophy.
I was like,
is
the cotton what?
the cotton
That wouldn't be the first word I'd use.
the Cotton Club, very famous.
Yes.
Anyway, but
We were having a little fun at your expense.
you
right
were
there.
you were. The white audiences love, and then the Cotton Club, it was music, and in Comedy Club, they think that black performers are very hip and very talented,
Mhm.
which they are, and they want to be a part of that, which is
Mhm.
why they're so welcoming to black comedians.
Because they want to be cool.
They want to be cool
Yeah,
because that's really true.
Mhm.
And with the situation with the Cotton Club was this uptown I'm sorry, back then, downtown was where the wealthy white people lived. They would go uptown to Harlem to the Cotton Club. They wouldn't stay uptown after the show was after the show was over, but they wanted to go to the Cotton Club to be just as cool as they could find.
And see the fantastic black performers, but black people couldn't get into the show.
Well,
that was the craziness of, Jesus.
One of my heroes, actually, in history.
Thank you.
Is Bill Bojangles Robinson.
Bill Bojangles, wow.
Who transcended all that. An incredible life of and doing so much charity work, and plus being off the charts talented. There are a lot of.
I just read a thing that I didn't know, or if I knew it, I forgot it. When he did that, I don't know how many movies, but he did a movie with Shirley Temple.
Yes,
and they danced together, and he was instructed, "Don't touch her. You can't have white, black, touchy feely." I'm talking about, And they started dancing, and she reached over and held his hand and up and down the stairs, and they left it in. It was a huge deal, and which I don't understand. But
go on YouTube, Google him, Bill Bojangles Robinson.
Getting back to civil rights right now,
right?
No, but that one
picking up the comedy.
Yeah, no, but I mean, there are a lot of parallels between music and stand-up comedy.
Of course.
So this is so terrific. I never did a young. One of those young black audiences you're talking about. Well, once, and I afterwards I needed a transfusion. But
that's too much cocoa butter in this.
I did a night at the Chance. They called it a saloon, but it was a big show bar in Poughkeepsie called the Chance, and I was opening for War, which was Eric Burden and War, but Eric Burden was long gone.
Oh, that's okay.
Good
God,
not that it was War. That was the name of the group.
Oh, but did they
Eric
do that
Burden
song?
Was long gone. They weren't connected at all. But it was like 12 black guys with a million rhythm instruments, and they were loud, and they're fantastic. But the audience was like 90% black, and I just tell stupid jokes. And this is way in the early 80s. And I walked out on stage, and there was so much stuff and so many wires, and I barely could get to the microphone. And I did pretty unmercifully bad. By the end of I think it was 20 or 25 minutes. By the time I got to the end, I was just finding my space with them, and they were just starting to accept me, and I was doing okay. And I got done, a meager applause. I said, "The next show, I got them. Now I know what I got to do with this audience. Next show, I got them." So I went out, and I'm sitting in the crowd, and War is wailing away, and I'm drinking and getting a little loaded, and I can't wait to reclaim my space up there when the announcements goes, "There haven't been that many ticket sales, so everybody is welcome to stay for the second show." I was like, oh, Christ. I don't even know how much I drank after that. And I guess I did the show, but oh my God.
So Ivory,
not him again,
Who are your role models as comedians?
Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Robin Williams. Because when I was young and I started seeing comedy, and I connected with it, because the one thing I always did and always made me feel good was making people laugh and watching them feel good, and so at that time, this is when they started doing the what was that they would do with it? Would be like Whoopi Goldberg and Robin Williams, and they would have
comic relief.
Comic relief, yes. I started watching the comic relief VHS tapes and stuff like that. So a lot of those guys kind of was who I looked up to.
So that was mid 80s.
Yes.
Wow. Eddie Murphy, of course, started here on Long Island.
Yeah.
And
he's doing the show next week, right?
Yeah, I think we got him.
He's here? Oh, wow.
He's going to be here. Actually, I go back to Eddie Murphy when he was just starting, and Jackie's going to get irritated because I've told this story 19 times on the show.
It's in the intro.
It's in the intro.
I've heard the story as well at Governors with my wife.
Oh, okay.
Share it again.
Okay, I'll tell you. Your wife wants me to tell it again. But I will tell you something. I don't know if I've told this on the show. Eddie Murphy is an amazing amazing talent.
Yep.
He's an unknown, okay, but he's got a great set, and he gets booked with me and somebody else to go do a show in Staten Island. And I even remember what it was for, a Little League benefit. And Staten Island, Italian-American audience, not welcoming to a black comedian. When he when he walked up, he woke.
I was like, wow, what happened?
He was calm enough to sleep, and then he was introduced. He went up on stage, and it was like the dead silence. Who is this guy coming on the show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Not only that, but he was a kid.
He was a kid. He
Yeah.
was very young. And I'll tell you the truth. I watched it with my own eyes. 40 minutes later, he gets off, standing ovation.
Mm.
Do not take away this guy's talent for 1 second. He was amazing even before he was famous. And that's Eddie Murphy. And he couldn't have been nicer. When he was starting on Long Island.
That's a tough call. You know, a black comic in the early 80s working the Staten Island, you know.
I mean, that would have been.
Yeah, I did the Staten Island Comedy Festival last year, and I felt that a little bit, because when I arrived at the place, I parked onto the side in front of a house, right? And I'm respectful. I don't like park right in front of the house. I kind of backed up a little bit. The guy from the house came out and was like, looked at the car, was like, who the, and came out, was like, what's up? Like, hi. You want to come to a con? Like, I already knew the energy he was giving me. I let him know, yeah, I'm a comedian. I'm about to do some comedy over here. You want to come down and stuff? He's, oh, you do comedy? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not checking out your house.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, this. I mean,
2 minutes, guys.
Before you found out about Bill Cosby and all of his sexual issues,
yes. Mm-hmm.
what did you think of his? Now it's hard to be objective about.
Well, his comedy? No, I have no problem being objective. I thought his comedy was good. I thought it was very funny, but it wasn't my style.
Wasn't your style?
No, not at all. No.
It was way laid back. Laid back.
Mm-hmm. And just sitting down on a chair. As you see how I perform, I'm very energetic.
Oh,
I'm all over the place,
Bill
sweating
Cosby
and dripping.
is like the only one who can sit on a chair. I really, that's when a comedian sits down, a stand-up comedian, they call it stand-up comedy for a reason. That sucks the energy out of the room when a comedian sits down.
It borders on insulting. It's funny. Louis Anderson got to the point where he's like, he must have been 300 pounds. And I went out and did his podcast in Vegas, and then went to his show, and he came out in an electric wheelchair. And he said to the audience, you know, I'm really sorry. I'm having a little trouble, so I have to be in the chair for the show tonight. I apologize. And then he'd been doing that for 5 years. He'd been in that chair. But he wasn't but there was a reason. It wasn't
like
I'm
he
so
decided
cool.
to sit down.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so cool. I'm just going to sit here, you know.
He came in sitting, so that's okay.
Are you a fan of Red Fox?
Yes, I'm a fan of Red Fox. Yes.
Oh, it's so funny. And I'm going to do something right now. I'm going to start a story, and I'm going to let Jackie finish it about Red Fox.
Oh my.
He's so funny. He's so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Las Vegas, a storm. He's in the big room. 12 people show up. They introduce Red Fox. Take it, Jackie.
Well, you know the story as good as
well.
I
I mean,
do. You know, they played the theme to Sanford and Son, which is and he walked out and stood at the microphone like he must have counted the people and turned around and
the band played him on. Actually, he looks at the audience and he goes, I don't go on for no fucking 12 people.
Wow.
And he walks off, and the band goes, dun, 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 dun. They played him on, and they played him off.
I went to see him. Me and Minervini went to see him in Fort Lauderdale, and Slappy White was his opening act.
Oh,
so me and Minervini are in the
White.
bathroom.
That's an amazing name.
We're doing cocaine with Slappy White in the men's room. And it's packed with, it's one of those places where everybody's standing up. It was like a disco, but they had Red Fox. I'm sure they're paying him a fortune. And he came out, and he had like one of those 3-piece jazz bands.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out, and he started trying to do his act. Sanford, do Fred Sanford. Fred Sanford. Hey, Elizabeth. And after like 2 minutes, he's like, fuck Fred Sanford. I'm Red Fox. I've been Red Fox for 55 years. Fuck Fred Sanford. Do Fred Sanford. And he turned around and did his entire act to the band with his back to the crowd. I don't know how long he went on, and then he just left. He was so, and then, a lot of times it's just like a band with a hit song. That's all people want to hear.
Yeah.
And the band wants to, the worst thing, like even Mick Jagger said, 10 things you don't want to say from the stage. And one of them, here's something from our latest album. You just don't do that,
But that's that thing. Also, as coming up, some of the people that I was help guiding when I was starting was telling me, be yourself. Like I had some weird name I was going to use. I was like, no, stick to your name and be yourself. Don't become a character. Because once you become a character, you have to stay like that.
Right.
You're locked in.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Hey, we are on a terrific podcasting network called Strong Island Television, which is associated with the incredible Paradise Studios that we are here at in Massapequa, Long Island. If you have any podcasting video needs at all, this is a complex with all different kinds of studios and all kinds of equipment.
They pay him to do it.
And Bobby Lucera is the man to talk to. And this is Paradise Studios.
And it is great. It's the greatest
and he's
setup.
got,
Yeah, it's awesome.
And if you want to learn how, I recommend this. If you want to learn how to do podcasting, he's got the Long Island Podcasting School. And just call Paradise Studios or go online and check that out. All kinds of stuff that you can learn about podcasting, then you can do it.
I might do that myself.
You should do it.
He's got mugs. He's got T-shirts. He's got.
I think you're talking about yourself
And
now.
he sells little
that
booty
was
shorts
me,
too.
Yeah. Got a few babes in the back. All's good.
I'm thinking, Jackie, you open up on on this show doing cocaine in the bathroom with Slappy White.
You know what I'm saying?
I think you're cool with the statute of limitations on that one. I think you're not risking anything by admitting that.
No,
Good,
Slappy
good.
White probably isn't still with us. I'm not sure he made it through that night.
Hey, we have had a terrific guest.
You're great.
Take my word for it. I'm a witness. Ivory Fields is so funny. And when he's on stage in the back, you can see this lovely woman supporting him. That's what's your wife's name?
Kimberly.
Kimberly is there. That is so nice.
Yeah.
My ex-wife used to go to my shows and I'd look over to the side and she'd be sound asleep. So I said, please
Well,
don't.
she wasn't alone. I don't mean she was with another guy. I mean everybody else was asleep.
And thank you, Ivory.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Jackie the Joke Man Martling. I am Peter Bales, and we will see you next time on Stand Up Memories.